So apparently a couple of days ago, Strife uploaded a video that raised a few eyebrows. Now, I haven't watched the full thing, I've just seen a few clips here and there, and I really wanted to check it out for myself because it sounded really interesting, so let's watch it. World of Warcraft is the last MMO left.
How is the last MMO left? No, Andrew, it's not. I could name 10 that are existing right now. Old school
10?
RuneScape, RuneScape 3. You know what? Let's be nice. Let's give those as the same game. Old school RuneScape, RuneScape 3, Elder Scrolls Online, Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2, Lord of the Rings Online.
No, brother. That's stretching it. That is stretching it too far. If you want to be realistic, there's like 4. World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2, Final Fantasy XIV, and Old School RuneScape. And the reason all of these MMOs can coexist along another is because they're so vastly different. Maybe the only 2 similar ones are World of Warcraft and FF14, maybe, but not really. I played all of them, so I know. I haven't played Old School RuneScape, so I'm not going to talk about that, but it looks to be pretty, good. Everyone's enjoying it, right? But it's just really different. I really need to get into it as well.
Let's count EverQuest 1 because that's still going. Let's count EverQuest 2 because that's still going as well. Never.
Again, he's counting games that are on life support. So, in my opinion, and I think 99% of MMO gamers, these games don't count. Whenever you count an MMO as being playable, except playable isn't the right word for it. Basically, thriving is it's sustainable and it makes profit. If an MMO is only sustainable, I think most people won't count it. But maybe that's just my opinion.
Winter, that's still out and working as well.
Neverwinter, no.
Big? We've still got,
Guys, you're gonna hear a lot of voice crack in this video. I'm under the weather and my voice is toast.
MapleStory is still online, to be fair, as well. Star Wars The Old Republic, that's what...
Bro, I'm a huge MapleStory gamer, and I'm telling you, that game ain't thriving, okay? It literally lives soullessly on whales. And I'm an all-time MapleStory player, okay? I quit whenever... who was the newest character when I quit? I think Kinesis, okay? The guy with the telekinetic powers. I played MapleStory all the way until then. I played it for years. I'm telling you, that game is gone.
Yes, and those are all dead. Andrew, I don't think you understand what the word dead means. Like, if I were to walk up to my friend who is alive but not doing very well and say to him, it's a real shame that you died.
Well, but is it worth living, though? That's the question.
And then everyone else was like, hey, that guy that's not doing too well. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's dead. And then
technically,
they're like, no, he's not. We just saw him down the pub. He's not doing too well, but he's alive. I'm like, no, he is straight up dead.
Not doing too well is not just having a limp. It's literally your one bad expansion or whatever you want to call it inside of your game from death, okay? So it's literally dying. And you can't really put Elder Scrolls Online, which is a completely dead MMO, at the same tab with Guild Wars 2 and World of Warcraft. It's just really odd. I can't see his reasoning here. I really cannot.
He died. He's not got as many friends as he used to have. He's lost his job. He is, for all intents and purposes, dead to me. They're not dead. I'm not being positive. You're just using that word objectively incorrectly.
Oh, man, you want to put this on technicality? Sure. I mean, he's technically correct, but not really. It's better to be dead than being left to rot like that.
Like, it can be dead to you. That's fine. But I dislike this energy that all MMO players seem to have of, oh, this game's not as successful as it was. It is dead. No, it's not. Just like...
Yes, it is, because it's an MMO, and if the MMO loses the MMO part, it's dead. At least in everyone else's opinion. But I might be wrong about that. Again, this is going to be a very controversial video, I can already tell. But in my opinion, I think that once MMO loses 99% of its player base, it's effectively dead.
Your friend who might not have as many friends as he used to have or the job he used to have, maybe on a bit of a downward spiral. Maybe they're not at the very top of where they used to be, but they're not dead. Nuance, subtlety, balance within some kind of spectrum. God, don't just... Oh, the game's dead. How Star Wars The Old Republic? It's dead. Yeah, but you can download it and play it right now. Otherland, that's dead. Everything else is just a little bit unpopular. The MMO crowd attempts to have a thought for themselves without just repeating what a YouTuber told them when they said a game was dead. Challenge. Difficulty level impossible. It's okay to look at something and say, this is not as popular as it should be. This is not providing the experience I want to provide. That's fine. But it's not dead.
It is. It is. I guess this is where players just diverge, right? I mean, would you consider Heroes of the Storm being a dead MOBA? I think 99% of players do. And I'm a huge MOBA gamer, right? And Heroes of the Storm is effectively dead. So, I don't know. You can technically play it, but maybe some would consider it alive. It's not really. It's not. So I can't really see his logic there. I mean, I can see his logic, I just disagree with it.
It's fundamentally not dead. It's just not giving you the experience you want. I mean, WoW currently has 10 times the population of every MMO you mentioned just combined. Yeah, Andrew. And there's more people in London than there are in my room right now, but I'm not dead.
It's such, dude, it's such an exaggeration. It doesn't matter. These things aren't even connected to each other. What a weird logic.
Actually can't look at something and go, that is not the most popular thing in the world, therefore it is dead. Andrew, your family, I'm pretty sure, is probably slightly smaller than some of the largest families in India, but your family is not dead. It's just smaller. Yeah, but these other games are bigger. And who cares? As long as you are having fun and you are playing it and you and your mates are playing it, you know what, maybe WoW does have 10 times the population. Do you interact with all of them? Do you play with all of them? Do you look at a game and go,
WoW was never about interacting with all the players on the server. It was just seeing and experiencing the same thing they do. And it creates a culture that revolves around the game through all sorts of content, raiding. It can be YouTube, all sorts of media. And you feel a part of a larger community. When you lack this inside of a regular MMORPG, the game just dies. So I literally can't see what he's talking about here. If the servers aren't being shut down, then technically it's alive. No, it's no. Like, just not.
There's a game with 10 million players. I'm going to interact with all 10 million. No, you don't. You probably interact with a tiny, tiny proportion of that. A tiny percentage. You could take any game that is dead and still not meet all the player base.
It doesn't matter. It's like if you go to a party, do you interact with everyone? No. But do you want a party to be full? Yes. Why? Because it's vibes and it's better that way. Like, it just, I'm really surprised. I'm so surprised at Josh's argument here because usually he's such a, like, fantastic thinker and I agree with a lot of the things that he say. This is a massive L. I can't see his reasoning here. I literally just cannot. Maybe you guys can. Maybe you can explain it to me better, but I don't see it. I literally don't. Why would anyone want to play a vastly empty world? Why? It takes all the fun out of MMO. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
The idea that you look at the most popular thing in the world and say everything else is dead is childish. Oh my god, I can't... This TV show doesn't have as many viewers as this TV show, therefore it is dead. No. No, it isn't. Please, think slightly deeper about something. Popularity of a thing, of course, is one of the metrics that we can use to measure how successful that thing is. But taking stuff that isn't as popular as the most popular version of whatever it is in the world, and then saying everything else not as popular as this is dead, is incredibly reductive. And unfortunately, this is what most MMORPG players seem to think. Imagine playing a sport that is not very popular. Imagine engaging in a fun time with friends, with colleagues, with other people who also enjoy that sport. And it's not the most popular sport in the world. It's not football, it's not American football, it's not basketball, it's not baseball, it's not golf. It's not super duper popular. And then someone walks over, looks at it and goes, dead sport. No, it's not a dead sport.
It is. It is. If you have no views and you can't even sell tickets to the fullest, yeah, it is kind of count as dead. Yeah, maybe it's funded by the community, but still, it's not thriving. Like, wow, that's such a weird copium take. I'm really confused here.
It's just not a super popular sport. It's totally okay for things to exist and not be super popular. Andrew, I'm 35. In that case, Andrew, it's even worse that you joined the stream and the first thing you ever said was classic Andy.
Yeah, and also take into consideration that all the things that he said leads to the game inevitable demise. So yeah, if, let's take his example, a sport isn't that popular and they can sell all the tickets, okay, what do you think would happen in a few years? Would it suddenly become more popular? Potentially? Maybe. It can. Most likely, no. And what happens? Boom. It's died. It's dead. Like, that's it. And it happens with so many MMOs. Like, we've seen it with WildStar. We've seen it with countless of other MMOs. Like, we can go on and on. I don't want to give all the examples because my voice is literally going to disappear by the end of the video. But at the end of the day, it does lead to the game demise. So I really don't see it. I just really don't see his logic here.
You know what? Ballet is not as popular, but it's not dead. Joining a stream and the first thing you ever say is, classic Andy. Dead game. Every other game, dead game. WoW is the only MMO left. WoW is the only MMO left. No. No, it's not.
No, you have a couple more.
It's one of the most successful. It's one of the most popular. It's one of the most well-known. It's had a lot of cultural impact. None of those things mean it's the only one left. Andrew, you wish you were 13. Andrew, keep going. I'm sure you'll get there. I thought you were very close when you started talking. There is no nuance within this. There is no, oh, well, you know, this isn't doing as well. It is just everything is either black or white, the best or the worst. Andrew, it's not a rant. I'm just irritated at, unfortunately, the fact that you are representing a huge portion of society who are just incapable, it seems, of seeing anything as surviving but less successful. The existence of
But surviving isn't called being successful, homie. Like, surviving and scraping by is not count as being successful. What are we even talking about here? It's just such a weird copium take.
MMORPGs means that WoW, while definitely, you know, still remarkably successful, is not the only choice people have. You can go and watch people play old school RuneScape right now. Jagex is holding RuneFest, and it's making it bigger than it was last year.
RuneScape is good.
Elder
It makes
Scrolls
a lot of
Online
money,
is
as far as
doing
I'm
well
aware
still.
of.
Guild Wars 2 still has a huge amount of people that play it.
Guild Wars 2 makes a ton of money, brother. It makes loads of money. Guild Wars 2 is very successful. It's not World of Warcraft level of success, but it's really, really good. The game is doing really well.
Lord of the Rings Online has put effort and time into improving itself. There is a huge amount of work being done on MMORPGs that you don't play because you just assume that they're dead immediately. EVE Online is still absolutely bloody huge. It's so popular, and yet people jump on and straight away say, oh, this game is dead.
No, EVE is just different, I think. I'm not really sure how much popularity the game has, but it's just very difficult to get into, so I don't think it's like considered dead. I think people just are reluctant to get into it because it's so vastly different, and also it's just super difficult because it's pretty much just playing a spreadsheet simulator.
Every other game is dead. Guild Wars 1 is still getting updates. EverQuest is still getting updates. EverQuest has had over 30 expansions to it. Final Fantasy XIV is there. People just call something that isn't popular dead. And honestly, it makes you, I'm sorry to say this, it makes you look very simple. The fact that you have to go through, a game is either the most successful and alive or not as successful and dead. Hype does not mean something is alive. And a lower player base does not mean something is dead.
But it also doesn't mean that it's alive. It can be a zombie, but nobody want to play a zombified game.
Pretty sure that my friends group is smaller than some other people's friends groups, but they're not dead. Just slightly more niched and nuanced.
Again, completely
irrelevant.
irrelevant.
To think slightly more, you know. The problem is that even if you're like, oh, it's just a joke, there will be someone out there who doesn't have the intelligence to understand that it's a joke and instantly start to parrot those talking points. We are what we pretend to be. And any group or community that gets its laughs by pretending to be idiots will eventually be joined by actual idiots thinking they're in good company.
Brother, ain't no one pretending Elder Scrolls Online is a great game gonna make the game good. It's not going to increase the player base. It's not going to work. Otherwise, New World would have lived. Yeah, it's not going to work. They paid so many creators to glaze New World. Look what happened. It's gone. Because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if a game is good, a game is good. And all of these MMOs you've mentioned as being like alive and not dead, nobody plays them. And it's a fact. It's sad, right? Nobody wants to see an MMO lose its player base. And everyone wants to see like MMOs thriving 100%. but reality is just different. It is what it is.
Which is why I tend to push back whenever people say stupid stuff as a joke. Because if you say stupid stuff as a joke, while you and I may understand that it's stupid stuff, how long until people who don't know it's a joke start see us saying it and thinking that's what we all really genuinely believe? 15,000 is...
Well, I mean, by that logic, you can't really joke about anything, so I'm not really sure I agree with it, but I do understand his point of view there.
A hell of a lot of people. Andrew said, dunno, felt kind of deserted. Yeah, because they probably weren't in the area that you were in. Look at this right now. I can see no other players around me right now. Is
what?
Deserted? No, this...
Yo, he actually used that logic. That's cringe. Wow, I did not expect it. I did not expect it from Josh. I think he's just molding here. I think this Andrew guy got under his skin. Yeah, 100%. No way he just used that logic of, oh, but right now, nothing happens to me. It's like the same as flat earther logic. Oh, but I see in a straight line, and... yeah, I mean, clearly the Earth is flat. Like, homie, no. Because you can't see into the distance because the Earth curvature. Like, what is that logic? But, oh, wait, right now it's bright inside of my room, so it must mean it's not dark outside. What? No way he just used that logic. It's crazy.
Specific area is. 15,000 people is still a huge amount of people. One of the worst things that World of Warcraft ever did was have such... there we go, someone else. One of the persons right there. One of the worst things that World of Warcraft ever did was reveal the fact that it had such massive player numbers. It made people who can't understand that those are abnormal think that anything that doesn't have that is then dead. Okay, you won, bro.
50k players is a lot of players. It's a really good number for an MMO. Like, yeah, concurrent, I mean? Yeah, it's insane. Depends on servers and stuff, obviously, but it's a really good number. Most MMOs don't reach it.
Oh, I take the L. It's not about winning and losing, Andrew. This isn't just about W's and L's. It's about trying to have you understand that...
in this slop era, everything is about W and an L.
That thinking about something in terms of non-binary, not just black and white, is something that's going to be important to you. The fact that I'm trying to explain that thinking outside of yes or no, winning or losing, right and wrong, and the fact that your first response is, I'll take the L. Guys, this is online brain. This is straight up online brain. This is what normally happens now. Imagine talking to these kind of people for 8 hours a day. God, I love streaming. It is what it is. Andrew, can you please say something that a YouTuber hasn't told you to say? Seeing you struggle to communicate is heartbreaking and beautiful. Listening with Barry can't swim. Yeah. One day, Andrew will discover that you can talk in non-quips. Are you an AI? Are we talking to a stock phrase website? Andrew, I am dying laughing, actually. I'm glad you're having a good time, Andrew. I'm glad you're having fun. It's important that we're able to have fun. I see you are not 70 yet, therefore you are dead, so you can stop trying. Oh, thank God. No, we're not gonna insult Andrew. That would lower the idea. We're not doing that. That's not right.
Respect.
Andrew, I've got nothing against you. I just think that unfortunately when you get your entertainment from acting like an idiot, nobody online knows if you're an actual idiot or not. Are we done feeding this obvious troll? Mido, no, that was when you say
and it's so funny, and this is streamer mentality, by the way. No one is willing to push back against his ideas because it's his community and no one would ever do that. And by the way, I mean no shade to Josh. He's literally one of my most favorite content creators, but this is an L take. This is a very L take, and he even, oh Jesus, he even delved into the territory of, oh, the area I'm in is empty right now, so is the game that, like, bro, no, just no. And unfortunately, no one would push back on this, because, you know, it's streamer mentality, right? Once you garner enough large community, nobody would push back against you. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, because this could have turned into a very interesting discussion, because I would love to have this discussion with him. It's great. I would have just asked, like, do you consider an MMO that scrapes by as alive? I think most players will tell you not. But maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Obvious troll. I think you're overestimating how smart most people are. Because when someone says, oh, that's an obvious troll, and then you meet someone else who said the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, you start to realize, oh, these people aren't trolling. These people genuinely believe this. It's also important to remember that when someone genuinely believes that kind of stuff, unless you call it out, other people who may not believe it may see me as agreeing with it by proxy.
He's
It's
right.
like the whole flat
He's
Earth
right about
thing.
that.
The Earth is not flat. People will joke about it, and then other people will meet them and think that they're not joking and think...
Then why did you use the same reasoning flat earthers do? Like, why? You used it just a couple of minutes ago. That's crazy.
that it's serious. Thank you very much, Woe, for the gifted subs. That is remarkably kind of you. Is it not? See, what the hell, I know that you're joking, but there will be people in here who genuinely do believe that.
Okay, I think that maybe he stopped arguing with them.
And-
Let's search for something. Oh, okay, that's it. Okay, they're just talking about memes at this point. So I guess this was the end of the discussion. Very unfortunate. I really hope someone would actually tell him, like, hey, do you think that games that barely scrape by considered as being alive and not dead? I think that could have made it such an interesting discussion. Unfortunately, no one has said that, which, you know, I guess makes sense. I'm really surprised. I'm really surprised. I did not expect him to react this way. I know he loves MMOs deeply, and it most likely comes from that fact that he's so protective of MMOs regardless of their current situation. And I respect that. Like, I respect that about Josh, 100%. But I guess before my voice completely dissipates into oblivion, I should say this was a very interesting take from Josh. I'm glad he said what he said. At the same time, I vehemently disagree with him. I really am interested in hearing what you guys in the comments have to say. Oh, jeez, I'm dead. I'm dead. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very interesting discussion. I'm going to be reacting to your guys' comments because this is something that I care about deeply. It's something that I say myself, right? About all of these MMOs say, oh, they're dead or they're not. Like, it really just depends on how many players play them. So I'm very interested to hear what you all have to say. 100%. This is an interesting discussion to be had.